Welcome to the As Sweet as Crochet tutorial for the blanket pattern. I'm going to be using 4 different colors of DK weight yarn, and you can see I've made a few of the motifs already, and we'll get started. Once you have your supplies, we will get started and show you the center flower motif. Starting with round 1, using color A, we'll start with a magic ring. There we go. And chain 2. This chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet. We'll make 11 half double crochet into the center of that ring. So there's 3, 10, and 11. So we can go ahead and close the ring, and we'll join to the top of our chain 2. If you're joining a new color for the next stitch or for the next round, we'll just fasten off there for round 1. So round 2, I'm going to be continuing with my color B. Use whichever color you prefer at this stage. If you are continuing with the same color, you will chain 2 right where we left off. You will chain 3 right where we left off, which will count as a front loop double crochet. We are going to be making sets of front loop double crochet. So you can see the 2 loops of the top of the stitch, so we're not going to use that back stitch right now, working into the front loop. I'm starting with a standing double crochet. You can join with a slip stitch and chain 3, whichever you prefer. We want to work a total of 5 double crochet in that same front loop. And again, if you're using the same color or you just joined with the chain 3, that chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. So 5 double crochet in that first front loop of round 1. Chain 1. Then we'll come back down and we'll make a single crochet in both loops of the next stitch. Chain 1. And then we're going to repeat that around. So 5 front loop only double crochet in that next stitch. 3, 4, and 5 front loop only double crochet. Chain 1. Then into the next stitch we will make the single crochet and chain 1. Yes, you can repeat that around. You'll have a total of these 6 groups of the 5 double crochet, and I'll meet you just at the end of this round. So I finished my 6th group of 5 double crochet, chain 1. I'm going to come down and single crochet in that last stitch of round 1, chain 1, and then join to the top of our starting either chain 3 or double crochet to finish round 2. Round 3, we're going to chain 1, then working behind that set of 5 double crochet, we want to find the back loop that we did not work last round. We will place a single crochet in that back loop behind the petal of 5 double crochet. Chain 1, and then working into the single crochet between the groups of 5 double crochet, we will place 5 double crochet in the top of that single. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and chain 1. Then working behind the next petal in that back loop that we didn't work, we'll place another single crochet and chain 1. And then coming back up to round 2 in that next single crochet, we will work 5 double crochet again. 1, 2, 3, and 5 double crochet and chain 1. So we'll continue to work that around the single crochet back on round 1 in the unused back loop of the stitch that we worked the 5 double, chain 1, 5 double crochet in the singles, chain 1. So you can go ahead and work that around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after your final group of 5 double crochet in that last single, you will chain 1, and then finding the first single crochet that we made in that back loop behind the group of 5 double crochet, we will slip stitch to the top of that single crochet. So for this next round, round 4, we're going to chain 3. We want to keep that chain behind the group of 5, find the next single crochet of last round, and slip stitch in the top. Chain 3, find the next single crochet, and slip stitch in the top. So you can continue to work that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. When you've worked the 6 chain 3, the last one you will just join into the slip stitch that we already placed on top of that single crochet. Oops. There we go. Okay. And then if you need to, make sure that all the chain 3s have gone behind the petals. We're going to be working into those for next round. And if you're changing colors, you can fasten off here or switch to your different color. Or you can continue on with the same color if you prefer. Round 5, if you're continuing with the same color, you'll just slip stitch into that first chain 3 space and chain 2, which will count as a half double crochet, and make 4 more half double crochet in that same space. If you're changing colors, you can start with a standing stitch in any of the chain 3 spaces with a half double crochet and make 4 more half double crochet in that same space. So I have 3 halves, 4, and 5 half double crochet. Remembering if you started with the chain 2, that will count as your first half double crochet. Then we'll just work our way around in each of the chain 3 spaces, making those 5 half double crochet. So I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after your final set of 5 half double crochet in the chain 3 spaces, we'll join to our starting half double crochet or chain 2 if that's how you started the round. Then for round 6, the final round for this flower motif, we will chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, we'll place a half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet in that next stitch. So that's the start of our repeat, 2 half double crochet in that stitch, and then half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. That's 2, 3, and 4. So you'll do that 5 times, the 2 half double crochet in the next stitch and half double crochet in the next 4. So you can go ahead and work your way around, and I'll meet you at the end of those 5 repeats. I finished my 5 repeats. I have 3 stitches left, so we'll place 2 half double crochet in that next stitch, and then a half double in each of the next 2. And then with our starting chain 2 and that first half double crochet, we'll make that 4 half doubles in between these sets of 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. So you can go ahead and join to the top of the chain 2 to fasten off. There should be 36 stitches in this round. So you might find that it sort of cups up the flower. If you set it down and poke that center down, it will stay down. So now I recommend going through and securing all your ends at this point. The next step will be joining our motifs together. If you wish, after this first round, you can use a join as you go technique to join the motives together on that 6th round, and you'll want to have the 6 half double crochet per side as you join together. I will show you another method in just a few minutes. So when you have your 7 motives done, you can begin to join them together. You can use your favorite joining technique, or maybe some of you chose to do the join as you go. You could slip stitch together either with right sides facing or wrong sides facing through the back loops of each motive. I chose to do what I know as the flat zipper join, so slip stitching them together to join them, and then you can see this raised or this flat looking chain sort of joining them together. So to do that, I always looked for where I had the sets of 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and taking the second one of the stitch, insert my hook in the back loop, keeping the working yarn underneath. Oops, I'll try that one more time. 1, 2, so this stitch here is my second one, and then joining to the similar stitch on the other motive. So as you can see, I have most of my motives joined together, so this is my last one to join. And there's 6 stitches per side, so you want to make sure that you line up the 6 stitches for the easiest way. So I've done 3, 4. So this method, you need to keep your working yarn underneath the back loop of the first motive, back loop of the similar stitch on the other motive, and then pull that yarn up with your hook, twisting it through the loops and making a slip stitch with the loop that's on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my last one, 6, joining to that last stitch over there. Good. Now I chose to keep a constant yarn working around the inner circle for my motive, and then made shorter joins on each of those side stitches. So in this last one, I can continue up the side for these 2 motives without fastening off. Oops. Pulling that yarn from underneath and through the back loops, the matching stitches. So you can go ahead and work this all the way around. You want to make sure that each motive is joined to the one beside it on both sides and joined to the center motive.